China occupied Mischief or Panganiban Reef in 1995 and converted it into a military garrison years later. In 2012, China wrested control of the Scarborough Shoal, which the Philippines calls Bajo de Masinloc.
I would like to emphasize that Beijing did all of this without resorting to military action.
It was during President Noynoy Aquino's term when the Philippine Coast Guard was assigned to patrol the West Philippine Sea. Back then, the government was responding to calls to refrain from sending out Navy ships. This amid fears the maritime dispute could escalate into a shooting war.
In the case of President Rodrigo Duterte, the Philippine Coast Guard was widely utilized for appeasement strategy towards China. President Duterte learned from his predecessor that he could utilize the Philippine Coast Guard without negatively affecting his closer ties with Beijing.
In a forum in Makati on Wednesday, experts described China's approach as gray zone operations, defining it as coercing countries into submission without resorting to military means. It's called a gray zone because it's neither black or white, actions that are also unclear or deniable. These could include exploiting influence on trade and economy, political meddling, or even spreading misinformation.
Chinese investment is weaponized, and Chinese investment, Chinese FDIs are one way of co-opting elites.
Experts say another form of China's gray zone tactic is the use of militia vessels to boost its naval presence in the West Philippine Sea. Last month's laser pointing incident, they add, is also a classic gray zone style. The Philippines apparently now realizing it gained nothing from years of muted response in the hopes of peacefully resolving its conflict with China. Manila is slowly pushing back, now speaking out against Beijing's aggressive actions.
So I think this is a good beginning. It has international law on its side. Two is it has an open society and it can leverage those parts of the society that are open to illuminate those activities. Another is it has partners and allies.
President Bongbong Marcos has reiterated the nation won't lose an inch of its territory. He then reminded the armed forces of its constitutional mandate to preserve national sovereignty, something the military time and again has assured it will never turn its back on. David Santos, CNN Philippines.